the Torah is essentially different, fundamentally different from all other types of Chokhmah, all other avenues of study, of Chokhmah, of wisdom. Most types of Chokhmah, most areas of study that a person might undertake are finite. Is not something that you can study forever. You study what there is to study, and even though it may be a lot, but there is an end to it. It's not necessarily an ongoing and unending and boundless endeavor. But the Torah is not so. The Torah is without end. One will always find and notice and understand and see new things in what one is studying in the Torah, even though one may have studied that thing many times previously. This is something that all serious Talmidei Chachamim will attest to. Chazal also make this statement. They say, "En Efshar levet midrash belo hidush." It is impossible for Talmidei Chachamim to gather together and discuss this or that aspect of the Torah, and not to come up with some new insight or understanding. This is the way of the Torah. This is how it is designed. This is how it is meant to be. So, by definition, it is a lifelong pursuit. And the more one applies oneself to the Torah, the more one will understand. One's understanding is constantly growing and becoming more finely tuned and deeper. Proper study of Torah will very frequently, as a matter of course, have halachic ramifications. Now you might say, well, that is true if you're studying a Mishnah or a Baraitha, Tosefta, or a Gemara, but not if you're studying, shall we say, Tanakh. You might think so, but that too would be a mistake, because it is often the case that even when studying Tanakh, one can see things that have a bearing upon various discussions and areas of the Torah, which may at first glance seem unrelated, but in fact there might be a connection. And so therefore much of what one studies in the Torah will somehow be connected to halakha or psikat halakha. But even when this is not so, what I was referring to earlier was not necessarily a new understanding or a new explanation, which therefore results in a different psak halakha. That may be the case, but it also equally refers to simply understanding various things more profoundly, more correctly. It may not have an immediate impact on some halachic discussion, but the more one understands anything in the Torah, it will eventually have some impact. It will somehow influence how one sees how one understands other things within the Torah. As I remember, Hagon Rav Yaakov Moshe Harlap Zetzal, one of the early Talmidim of Rabbeinu Rav Kook. When Rav Kook came to Eretz Yisrael, he was originally in Yafo, and Rav Halap was in Yerushalayim. And to get to know Rav Kook and to visit him, he used to travel from Yerushalayim to Yaffo, which is not the same as traveling today from Yerushalayim to Yaffo. It was basically a whole day in some kind of a cot, and it was probably not the most pleasant and comfortable ride either. But he used to go and visit Rav Kook, and he became a very, very, very close talmid of and follower and later an expounder of Rav Kook's teachings, together with his own insights and understandings. We have many books from Rav Halap. At any rate, Rav Halap, in his Haskama to the first volume of the Talmud Bavli with Halacha Berura that Rav Kook wrote, in which he quotes the various posakim on the daf, so that you can see what the posakim wrote as you are learning the Sugya and the Talmud. Rav Halap writes there a statement which if I'm quoting it accurately, I hope I am precisely. He says, "A'i efshar la'amod al davar echad b'Torah im lo omdim al kol haTorah kula." You cannot really understand anything in the Torah, even any particular topic or issue in the Torah, will not be fully, comprehensively understood if you do not see the entire Torah. If you're not aware and familiar with the entire Torah, these things go together. The more one has a breadth of knowledge and understanding and experience with the various parts of the Torah and the various miksaot of the Torah, the various types of Talmud Torah, Mikra, Mishnah, Talmud, Midrash, Halacha, etc. The more one's understanding will be broadened and deepened. So the very act of studying Torah, no matter what you're studying at this moment, is adding to your fund of knowledge, of understanding and wisdom in Torah. Without necessarily having a direct impact at this moment that you can perceive on some halachic discussion.